No, no. I mean, I'll tell you this, right? I have no objection to the manner of assessment that's been undertaken for our response to trafficking in persons.
Right.
As a matter of fact, it keeps you on your toes.
Yeah.
It gives you something to work towards. We were on a tier 2 watch list for the past 3 years, and we were able to, we are tier 1 now. And
Tier
we
2.
Are, sorry, tier 2.
Heading to
Well,
tier
I'm
one.
receiving it now. I'm receiving it.
Put it out, put it
Imagine
out.
that. Yeah, slipping it out, no fault to the mind. so yes. We are staring down a tier 1 in the face, and if there are some things we can accomplish between now and the time for assessment, I think it will show. It will show by way of data, yes,
Yes.
empirically, that the CTU, the country's response to trafficking in persons, is being elevated one tier at a time.
That's right.
But as the saying goes, from your lips to God's ear. You know, and that too is, I'll be looking forward to that. But you know, I'll just let me just be a little play devil's advocate here, right? What you think if Johns know that they can be apprehended, and how can we implement a means of prevention? So we have where your face can be posted up on the news. You know, CTU raided a place last evening, and they discovered these men going, and you see these men doing the poop walk on national TV and all of that. You think that could be a deterrent?
You, the state have a purse you just want to give away?
No, I mean,
I mean, we could try.
Name and shame them.
The walk of shame.
Yes, yes.
and
Yeah.
quite often too, you know, we have to remember that some of the victims and the minors, yeah, so
Right.
by identifying the poop, perhaps, you know, might inadvertently subject the minor to, you know,
so
scrutiny
true.
and ridicule and so on.
That's so true.
So for now, we will just make sure that we have a good response, a strong response, let them know that they can come before the court, and when we reach there, we'll trash it out.
You're listening to Dependency, and of course, folks, we once again apologize for any inconvenience caused this morning for this. You know, I know for some people it's an uncomfortable topic to discuss or to hear people, the directorate of the CTU discuss, but they have to do it. This is their job, it's their mandate, and they have Trinidad and Tobago on their shoulders, and they're responsible also for getting us to tier 1 by next year, please God. Come next report, you should hear Trinidad and Tobago is at tier 1, and that will be cause to celebrate, because we have a deputy and director working side by side, hand in hand, to make this happen.
That, and as you say that, I mean, and I thought about that coming here this morning. The counter-trafficking unit, the trajectory, the projection of it is well served by a director and a deputy director.
Yes.
Who seem to be ad idem on many things. And although we have different sets of skills, they complement each other. So knock on wood, yeah, that, you know, we continue in terms of this type of cohesion and this type of collaboration in carrying the work of the CTU forward. Because what I've discovered is that if we keep ourselves focused on the goals to be attained, then everything else is minor and by the way, you know.
That's right.
So the deputy, she too is focused, you know, and as am I, and we will lead our team and so on to, you know, hopefully to victory, yes.
Well, you have Trinidad and Tobago behind you. You have us constantly, and will continually highlight the work of the CTU. And I say that I want to say good morning to Principal Cynthia Pancho Sinath of the Cedar Secondary School, and the Vice Principal, Ms. Nicole Hill, who was there with us yesterday, hand in hand, working towards making that function yesterday, or that outreach yesterday, possible. And security, MTS security, Shivan Raham. Shivan Raham. In Army, they say hard name. Shivan Raham. And MTS Alan Paul. Listen, I've never met two men who were eager to help and work with us from the time we hit the ground there yesterday. We really have to give them kudos for the hard work they did with us to make sure that everything went without a hitch yesterday. So to the prevention team of Terry, Rabia, Maria, Sharon, Michelle, the IOM, and of course the SWRHA who attended as well.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yes, we thank you all very much.
I did a few tests yesterday for free.
Yes, it was nice, and we really thank you all for the help. So, Chairman, before we take some calls, could you manage to play that? I want Deputy and Director to explain to us what would a mother do with a child. But can you do that? Can you get that clip up and running for us, please?
That's clip D.
Clip D. Listen to this story, folks, and you ask yourself, why would a mother do this? Let's listen.
A 32-year-old South African woman, Portia, has been arrested for allegedly selling her 2-year-old son. She appeared in the Vanderbilt Park Magistrates Court on November 25, 2024, facing charges of human trafficking, conspiracy to commit robbery, and providing false information to the police. The allegations date back to November 10th, when Portia reportedly handed her son over to unidentified individuals. A few days later, she filed a police report claiming her child had been kidnapped by unknown men in a vehicle. However, investigations revealed inconsistencies in her story, leading to her confession that the kidnapping was fabricated. She has been in custody since her arrest on November 19th, while efforts to locate the child continue. Portia's landlord provided concerning details about her behavior. Before the incident, Shabala informed the landlord that she was traveling to Durban for her clothing business and money lending activities. When she returned from Durban, she was not seen with her child. Instead, she carried what appeared to be a folded blanket on her back, which, according to the landlord, seemed intended to mimic the presence of a baby. The landlord found this odd but did not question her at the time. It has also been alleged that strained relations with the child's father may have influenced Shabala's actions. The case has been postponed to November 29, 2024 for a potential bail hearing, with the state opposing her release due to the seriousness of the charges. Authorities continue to investigate this troubling case, urging anyone with information to come forward to aid in finding the missing child.
Deputy and Director, have you ever encountered anything like this before?
I've never personally encountered it, but in my research and so on, I find this to not be uncommon. Yes, this is not an uncommon practice in some parts of the world, like some of the Asian countries and so on, where people are so immersed in poverty that they look at their children as assets, yes, to help them survive. You know, so this is not uncommon. While it's not, a common practice in the Western world, certainly in parts of Asia, yes, that this is a common practice, because poverty sometimes can place so much burden. Imagine the head of a household, a male, dies, and you have rice paddies and so on to harvest, yes, and the woman is there with 3 or 4 children. So, sometimes I say the vulnerability, we go back to that word vulnerability, poverty creates vulnerability in persons. And the selling of a child under those circumstances, while it may be abhorrent to us, it may, culturally in some other parts of the world, it may not be as abhorrent as the Western world sees it, yes?
You have to consider there's this whole thing about black market adoptions too, and that forms part, there's a new umbrella that is opening in relation to a type of exploitation. So we have to consider that. So that child might just have gone into a whole web for an adoption situation.
Recently we have had an engagement, and we use the word modern day slavery, and some objection was raised in terms of the semantics of the type of interpretation that you would give to it. But if it is that we're using a comparator as the slave trade during the 17 and 1800s, yes, where it was legal so to do, How do you expect the manifestation of slavery in a modern time to be? Exactly as we see now, where persons are sold and people are exploited and made to work, whether it's sex slaves or through labor and so on. It is underground, it is illegal, but it is thriving, and the data set is telling us that it is increasing. The money value for trafficking in persons and modern day slavery is an increasing commodity. The value of the commodity is increasing. So,
And remember, Garth, we played that film, The 12,000, which was based in Nepal.
Nepal, yeah.
Which is, again, a place where children are unfortunately sold.
Very, very high rates.
Yes.
Yes.
Children
Extremely
are
high rates.
sold into slavery.
Not just sex, but labor.
Correct.
And one thing I love about the 12,000, and so maybe you could let's take a visit to the CTU's Facebook page, if you could do it, please.
Ooh. Exciting.
I remember the young lady saying to the police officer, when I saw you, I thought you came to rescue me.
yes.
Yes, and 12,000.
Yes,
Yeah.
she said, when I saw you, I felt some hope. I thought you came to rescue me, not knowing that the policeman took off his belt and did what he had to do with that child.
What was good about that show too, they took you back to his home. So you was
Yes.
observing his wife and his children and him
Yes.
eating dinner and recognizing how ugly people can be and how they could be heroes in one aspect and ugly in another aspect. 12,000 was good in bringing that across.
Yes.
It reminds me of that Elton John song, Rocket Man. There's the line in that you say, they don't know the man I am at home.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a man will be a hero out here, and but under the cover of darkness, he's doing this kind of thing and going back to his family. To his family, he's a hero. He's a protector, and
An outstanding member of
outstanding
society.
member of
Uniformed
society.
too,
Yes.
Yeah.
The connotations of wearing a uniform, it means that you're held to the high standards of integrity and
That's
honesty.
right.
So when you see law enforcement get involved in things like these, it's hard to, the damage they do to the organization, you
Yes.
can't recover from that. So,
Yes.
Well said.
Yeah.
Well said. I like how you said that. The damage that they do to the organization. And I'm sure it's no fun for your authorized officers to arrest a police officer.
Or an immigration
Absolutely-
officer.
Absolutely not.
But
Yeah.
I mean, when you say it's no fun, what do you mean by that?
Well, it's a member of law enforcement. And some other member of law enforcement have to go and track down,
Oh, okay.
I'm sure it's no...
We do
it's
what is
no
necessary.
pressure for them to do that.
Yeah.
We do what is necessary.
One of the things that we do, and the deputy will bear me out in this, our persons, they are vetted, we have a vetted group of people, but nevertheless, we do from time to time engage them, yes, let them know that the fragility of the persons and so on, of our clients, and they ought to take every effort not to re-traumatize them or not to, put them in any uncomfortable situation where they feel mistrust for the person and who engage in.
Yes.
Because if you are successful at trafficking in persons, the response to trafficking in persons, you are going to get a number of vulnerable persons, victims, that you have to take care of. Yes? You have to clothe them, house them, feed them, give them psychosocial, medical, and all of these things. And the last thing you want is for any sort of unpleasantness to be displayed to them from your people, the people in there who we are asking you, trust us, yes? We are going to take you through this.
Yeah.
Absolutely, because their trust and confidence and ability to explain what happened to them is going to lead to hopefully a prosecution at the end of the day.
That's right.
And that's the end goal.
And if I may make one more point, I've just recently heard, I do remember, a member of the judiciary, they were speaking and asking, why don't you all do more audio-visual interviews of persons like that, so that when the matter comes before the court, even if the person is not there, we can put us on the right track, Deputy,
Yes.
by us having, that screening room outfitted, with audio-visual equipment to preserve and, the testimony of the victim and perhaps avoid the chances of re-traumatizing them.
And as I said before, we really operate on the 4P platform partnerships, and as directors indicating, we have significant partnerships in the IOM, in the UNDP, in the UNODC. We have UNODC quite recently afforded us 2 officers who traveled to Canada and spent 3 weeks in the Canadian Police College, and they were trained extensively on human trafficking. And we continue to have these engagements because UNODC is holding fast to this whole concept of online sexual abuse. So they are really putting the necessary tools in place for us to be able to do the necessary. I don't know if you know, God, but Trinidad and Tobago holding a big battle there where we have the most amount of engagements in the Caribbean when it comes to online sexual abuse of minors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, top of the line with
Yes,
that.
do the research, Natasha. It's there. UNODC has done the research, and we are right there. So they now have looked at Trinidad and Tobago and is targeting officers with Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, specifically the Child Protection Unit, the Counter Trafficking Unit, and those officers who operate in the community, those community officers, and they have been training the cybercrime and cyber media unit, of course, and they have been doing necessary training so that we can be able, as a unit, to partner collaboratively to fight online sex abuse of children.
Thank you, Shortman. I really appreciate the effort. You two people especially, real good, I was going already, The amount of time this thing drop on you, they keep going back, But I thank you all very much for the love.
That,
we appreciate that. We really love you all for that, and thank you. Brian and the crew, thank you very much for being patient with us. Shortman has just pulled up the counter trafficking units page, and Ma'am and the director will guide us through what we see.
We've seen it on that screen there.
You could put it up. Go upstairs for a minute. Let's see how. So this is.
I would ask persons to start to follow and like our pages.
Yes,
that's the first
please.
thing. So everybody who is listening, we want you all to follow the Counter Trafficking Unit TT on Facebook and of course on Instagram, because we would be of course sharing all the necessary information that you would need from time to time. As I am speaking, let me acknowledge our hardworking communications officer, Miss Annalise Singh, this morning.
She's work hard.
Very hard. I would not have you got. Right?
You know how to try.
Very, very hard.
Not as harassed girl.
She has really done wonders in ensuring that we are out there as a unit.
I don't think this is live.
I just refresh it and there's one coming up. Because what's happening here, what happening here.
We're just trying to
So if you refresh it again.
to coordinate the two pages. Yeah.
So we would be able to. I could probably look from that direction until it comes up.
All right. What's it saying that small screen? I think. Yeah, I have it up now.
Yeah. So yeah. Shortman still pulling it. At least we've seen it on the small screen here. So this is the Counter Trafficking Unit's Facebook page that we're looking at here right now, and. We could scroll along a bit, Shortman, so we could see some of the content that they have on the page. Shortman working real hard with this.
I know. We appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you, my brother. Thank you for at least trying. Because the feed has not been cooperating this morning with us at all for some reason.
So I guess.
But you can go. Right, so this is the picture on the screen here is what happened in Cedras yesterday. So that's
this
you
is
and
the
your
team. Yes.
Someone was asking if you have new authorized officers because the prevention team saw some of them and didn't recognize them.
Of course, we knew and improved.
Okay, so that's you in the middle of.
Yes, my team.
And these are all police officers?
No, they are not.
Okay.
They are not. So we have 2 police officers there. We have been given from the Trinidad and Tobago Defence Force. Good morning to you, Chief of Defence Staff. We will be coming to you for more. So we have in Prince Graje. He's one of our analysts there.
Right.
And of course, our very much loved Annalise Singh. This photograph is with IOM's Tanisha Haynes. Hardworking. She's project coordinator there at the IOM.
Okay. Yeah, they work very hard.
Case coordinator, my apologies, yeah.
Yes. Right, so now you can scroll down some more.
Oh Lord, buffering.
It's still buffering.
Yes.
See, just as a good engagement. I mean, some of the residents came and were having conversations with us, about what is happening. And I mean, we are very happy to see how best we could help and support the movement.
Right.
Ideally, God.
And we could call us 622-3937 while Shortman tried to sort this thing out. Yes, sir.
Ideally, we would like to have at least a forward operating base closer to south, because we know that in terms of the realities, yes, down there seem to harbor the most amount of activities in relation to trafficking in persons. So
right.
we need to extend our reach, whether it's been collaboration with southern police units and so on,
right,
so that we can at least have a better engagement down there.
Okay. 622-3937. Good morning and welcome to Dependency. We have the director and deputy director of the counter trafficking unit with us.
Hi, good morning. It's okay, so feedback. I'm in a car right now, actually in Sandy Valley. Anyhow, I just would like to say you keep up the good work you're doing. I'll keep you all in my prayers. And God is always with you, no matter what.
Yes.
Thank you.
And I would also like to stand a little shock because Mommy will tell me first for my mother who is listening right now. Mommy, I love you. It's coming from my big daughter. I love you.
Thank you very much. 622-3937.
The photograph is up is at Mount Irving Bay Resort in Tobago with our engagement we had.
Oh, recently, right. Okay, and as you indicated, that went really well.
Excellent, yes.
Good morning.
Morning.
Morning, God.
Morning.
Good morning, Natasha.
Morning.
Well, I think all these things that you've been hearing, the people who have been found in these bars and operating these bars, are they not making a 10 years prison term as yet?
We didn't catch that last part, sir.
Because you see, these things that don't happen from the Venezuelan, it's probably happening to Trinidadians too in some part of the world. They probably doing the same thing with Trinidadians someplace.
Yes.
Right. Yes.
So I say it should be taking at least 10 years or some kind of thing right now, and the thing being exposed, so somebody could say, hey, that's the man who will do so and so, look in that's the man who will do so and so. And we will get a chance to capture some of them, and some of the missing people in Trinidad and Tobago, we'll know where they are, because that's the people who are doing exactly what the same that they're doing to the Venezuelans.
Certainly, you're right on point.
Okay.
Yes?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
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 Why is it that when it is human trafficking, it's always Venezuela? It has human trafficking coming from Cuba, Colombia, Jamaica, CARICOM. The biggest set of human trafficking is from CARICOM. It's not Trinidad and Tobago and CARICOM. It is Trinidad and Tobago. You never mention CARICOM.
Morning, sir. Did you join the program late?
Yeah, because we took pains, and it's given me an opportunity again to repeat. Yes, repeat that Venezuela is not the only example that we have of migration flows that creates vulnerability in persons to be exploited by networks. Yes,
right. It
can happen to anybody. As a matter of fact, we talk about the local risk, the risk to local young persons and so on. And we are not, Venezuela just happen to be a case in point, but it is not the point.
Thank you. 622-3937, and we have on screen here now, what you're seeing is the team in Tobago still, right?
Yes, this is the Tobago team. CTU team that went to Tobago to conduct the sensitization at Mount Irving Bay Resort. Yes.
Okay. And so when you could scroll a little bit again. And thank you very much, folks, for your patience this morning. We really appreciate it, and the belief that we always get the stream back up and keep you all informed. Thank you so much. So, in the meantime, we go through the... Right, somebody's on a microphone here. face in the audience.
Oh, that's
Nika Mars.
Zeke Behari. The lady. I look in two different.
Yes, this one's up. Right, this is you and
This is Miss Valine Valentine. She's she leading the charge at Coast Guard in Tobago. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
oh, she's a Coast Guard personnel.
Yes, she is.
Okay.
A lieutenant, I think.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Wonderful. Yeah, because
So she was represented with two of her colleagues at our sensitization, because of course the Coast Guard is an important component,
right.
and we think about the whole trafficking.
Quite often they're the first point of contact.
Yes. So go back to the homepage, Shortman, and let's scroll again. Let the director and deputy tell us, some of the things, right? So this was CJUS, and so next year, please God, we could be celebrating a tier 1 on the trafficking in persons watch list. Are you all looking forward to that, ma'am? Answer.
Indeed, I am. You see, this, I am glad, as I said before, to some persons, that assessment by an entity that is, so far removed from the reality on the ground, some persons may have objections to that, but I don't, because it keeps me focused on the boxes to check and the goals to be achieved.
Right.
So I look forward. I use that report and go through it line by line by line, yes, to see where our failings are, where our shortcomings are, as assessed, and where it is that we need to. I spent quite a bit of time. In fact, I know that report inside out because I am actually writing an exit report now, explaining to them that some of the themes that was raised in the 2024 report is so much repeated in the report that it gives the impression that you're speaking about a whole plethora of different activities, when in fact it's about 4 or 5 activities, yes, that highlighted some of our shortcomings, yes, and it's therefore easier to address. If it is that we can reduce it to 5 major points to be addressed, and that's what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
That's what I am doing right now. We should see my desk, to make sure that we tell them, well, here what, okay, you talk about official complicity, yes, but the examples there are 2 examples of it, and so on. And this is how we dealing with it, because the source of the information, yes, we need to. Those sources are not tried and tested.
Right,
Yes.
absolutely. But as the caller previously mentioned, CARICOM, could you tell us a little bit about how the CARICOM response and how Trinidad and Tobago is contributing to that?
I'll start. Yeah. Trafficking in persons is a transnational organized crime. And the networks on there have far-reaching tentacles throughout the Caribbean. As a matter of fact, it is not out of left field to imagine that if it is you were to snatch a young person here, you can traffic them in Jamaica for years and none the wiser.
Yes.
So in order to fashion a response against those realities, it must be a regional and maybe hemispheric response. Yes. So the Caribbean, we recently met in Grenada, and we spoke about the crime observatories, where the analysts or the analytics department need to be speaking the same language throughout the Caribbean. So the dictionary remains the same. So if it is that you quote a particular issue in a particular currency, what is the standard currency we use in the Caribbean?
Yeah.
So that our data set, is the same and will assist us in order to direct our response. So the Caribbean, we have to catch up. Yes. We have to have, greater integration, especially in terms of these transnational organized crime, and specifically trafficking in persons.
Yeah. This directorate has begun and continue to have conversations with CARICOM Impacts and all these other agencies that focus on law enforcement and within the region. So I think we're sitting in a place because it's no secret. The counter trafficking unit has had victims of trafficking who were Guyanese, who were St. Vincent, St. Jean. We have had it. So we're not going to say that it is not something that we have seen, but we continue to do what is necessary to engage effectively.
And there are moves to integrate the Caribbean through the CTU and UNDP. And so there are moves, and I'm more than pleased with the direction that it is heading, and we are willing participants. We're writing the slips there ready, to go. Yes,
we are happy to do our part, as well as our recent trip to Jamaica to screen the film Trafficked, and the kind of conversations that we had about what is happening in Jamaica. There's a lot of many avenues for us to collaborate on this common issue.
And Natasha, you remember the degree of engagement too in Jamaica.
Yes.
Every time we stop people, they engage us to the fullest.
Yes.
Because it seemed to be a very important topic for the Caribbean.
Yes.
Yeah, and they said in Jamaica that was a very important intervention that was made there.
Yeah.
People really appreciated the fact that we brought that story to them, and they really engaged. They had lots of questions, and we have the song bites to prove, But folks, we still again want to thank you all. You've seen the CTU logo. To find their Facebook page. Please like and subscribe to the page, and and follow them so that you can be kept abreast of what it is going on in Trinidad and Tobago, and the work that they're doing.
If you see something, 800-4CTU, the hotline.
Right.
Yes.
800-4CTU. Please, yes, let us engage.
Yes, definitely.
Now, Christmas is, we have festive season coming up, Christmas, Carnival. Please leave some messages for our listening and viewing audience. Please, Director.
Yeah, certainly. This point can never be overdone. Yes, there are certain circumstances that can create vulnerabilities in persons. Christmas time with the consumption of alcohol and so on, yes, the liming and the parties and so on, and then you go into Carnival, yes, Christmas times too, and with the high sexualism and the excitement and so on, it can create vulnerabilities in persons, and with those vulnerabilities, there are always persons there willing to take advantage of those vulnerabilities. I remember, and we don't want to rehash things here, but during Carnival, I remember incidents of sexual assaults and all of these things. Yes, it's hyped up at that time. So the message to the population, to Trinidadians out there, is that you try to visualize what your vulnerabilities may be, and you take every step to avoid it. I call it the power of negative thinking. Think of everything that can go wrong, yes, and take every step for it not to happen.
The power of negative thinking, I like that. Mom?
Oh gosh, she's having me on my toes. But yes, and just to reiterate, mothers, fathers, your young people, continue to have those conversations. Traffickers don't always look like the everyday villains. We have had instances where we have prosecuted traffickers who were teachers, lessons teachers, and that kind of thing. So we have to be able to continue to engage and have conversations. And one thing for certain, trafficking does not all time look like a total extraction of your child from you, bodily and physically. But there's an extraction of what is their childhood. So we have persons who would allow to have your child being trafficked during periods in the daytime and then return to you. So I continue to just ask parents to engage in conversations, have that level of communication that is significant, and log on to CTU's hotline, call us, communicate, check our Facebook if you need any engagements. We are there to really meet with schools, youth groups and organizations to have those conversations, because that's part of our prevention, So that's it for me. And I just want to be able to say good morning to my daughter who's listening in the US.
Oh, she's okay.
And my cousin, Mr. Damian Constantine, for his continued support, both professional and personal.
And of course, the folks who reach out to me from Canada complaining about the stream dropping and
About the weather.
Yes.
How it cold.
Yeah. But they're trying to stay Makio there in Boston, and my sister in Canada, they just shooting me messages of the stream going and coming. But sometimes it happens like that, folks. But I'm sure you got the message. Just revisit our Facebook page when everything settles, and our YouTube channel, and you will get the entire program, what is left of it. All right, so we want to thank you all very, very much, Director. Natasha.
Yeah, no, I was just going to make an announcement about the funeral of Dr. Leah Brown. If you have not already heard, it will be on Thursday, the 5th of December, from 10 a.m. at the Cathedral of the Immaculate Conception, and the family is asking that persons dressed in festive colors, bright colors, and you can make a donation. The collection will be taken up at the church and will go towards the Lydian Singers and the Trinidad and Tobago Music Festival.
Wow.
And Natasha, we'd like to, on behalf of the Directorate of the Counter-Trafficking Unit, to extend our sincerest and deepest condolences to you and the family and your loss.
Thank you very much.
Yes. With all of that, Natasha didn't skip a beat. And
I came in and I saw her sit down there this morning. I was like, I thought you were going to go solo this morning.
Yeah,
No.
Still committed. She's still committed to doing the work of the people.
Yeah.
And we thank her for that.
The commitment is like in my parents, Deborah and Stephen Marshall. I should have listened here this morning. So let me say good morning, eh? That's commendable, Natasha. Let me commend you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Deborah
and Stephen, that's your mom and
Yes,
dad?
Deborah and Stephen Marshall.
You really young?
How I really young?
You have parents named Deborah and Stephen.
What are you expecting, Mavis?
And listen, they even look younger. Eh? They look younger. They could be Deborah and Stephen. That's my parents' name. Leave them alone.
Yeah. No, I mean, when you're supposed to hear like Rita and Clarence
and Gertrude.
Yes, and Gertrude. Yeah, Deborah and Stephen. Come out of school.
So you're expecting what, Mavis and Bible?
Hey, thank you all so much, and of course, condolences too on the director's wife on the passing of her family as well too.
Yes.
But everybody going home for Christmas. I don't know why. Folks, thank you all so much once again. Right? We offer on behalf of our Independency family, we offer our continued support to you all. We know the work you're doing. You and your authorized officers are it's a very dangerous job you're all doing, but it's all in the interest of Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes.
And you all are putting your lives on the line for us. That must not go unnoticed. It's a dangerous job you're all doing. But you have you accepted it, and you're doing a fantastic job so far. We thank you all very much. Folks, this has been another interesting
2 hours pass so fast with you guys.
Yeah.
Always
interesting and informative as usual. We thank you all, and you know what to do. 800 for CTU. Remember to visit their Facebook page and Instagram as well. And of course, we thank the communications department by Mr. Annalise Singh and all us for continued work you all doing. Keep up the great work, folks, and Merry Christmas.
Thank you. You too.
Take care. We have 12 p.m. news coming up with Mr. Kyle Saunders.
Good afternoon.
Thank you, Trinidad and Tobago.